It's Dr. Deb here again. I am a general pediatrician who's been in practice for 20 years and I've seen it all. So today, don't get me wrong, I want your child to get all the vaccines, all of them. But I know some of you aren't going to. So today I'm going to do something really unconventional. I am going to get in trouble with my colleagues. I'm going to hear from them, I know. But today I'm going to give you my recommendations on what I think are the most important vaccines ranked in order of what kinds of risks are out there. So, number one, DTaP. DTaP is diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis. Diphtheria I've never seen a case of because there isn't any in the US. Tetanus is the obvious one, if you step on a rusty nail. Tetanus is everywhere in the dirt all the time. So if your kid's crawling around in the dirt, and gets a scratch on their finger, as an infant, pertussis or whooping cough is a huge risk. We see it all the time. Common in adults, common in teenagers. We see it in babies too. And in you and me, if we get pertussis, it looks like a nasty cold, and then you cough for about 3 months. If a baby gets pertussis, they get the true whooping cough with the cough, 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 all of a sudden. And some of those babies get apneic and forget to breathe. I like breathing babies. So that's number one. Number two, pneumococcal vaccine. Pneumococcal meningitis we still see that in the US. I have seen so many cases. 20 years ago in residency, we saw it at least once a week. Pneumococcal meningitis makes your brain look like Swiss cheese. It causes seizures, deafness, blindness, and profound mental retardation. Side benefits of that shot are also protects against certain types of ear infections and pneumonias. Number three, MMR. I discussed that in a prior video. We are currently having the hugest outbreak we've had in the US in 30 years. It is not a benign disease and it is not treatable. Mumps causes infertility and deafness. We see it on a relatively frequent basis, little pockets here and there. Rubella is only going to be a problem if you get it while you're pregnant, and then it's deadly to a fetus. Number four, this one becomes tough. So probably Hib or Haemophilus influenza type B. It is a cause of bacterial epiglottitis where some kids would end up needing an emergency tracheostomy, and used to be a cause of certain types of meningitis. The reason that one's important is because even though it's rare, it's really bad and it's really fast. Rotavirus, common, see it pretty frequently. Back before the advent of the vaccine, 80% of kids had rotavirus by the time they were 2, at least once. Causes crazy vomiting and diarrhea in kids under age 2. Fair number of those kids end up hospitalized, getting some IV fluids. Chickenpox is in there too. We have like a 3-way tie for number 4. Chickenpox is common. If you get it while you're pregnant, it can be deadly to a fetus. Back in the 90s, when the vaccine was first introduced, we were seeing cases of chickenpox where kids got the flesh-eating bacteria and from scratching and lost limbs. So necrotizing fasciitis is a big deal. Still important, but a lower risk for now, polio. We saw polio probably a couple years ago in New York City. So wild type polio in the US. A guy from the UK flew into New York City, gave polio to one other person. They found some polio circulating in wastewater in New York City, and I haven't heard anything about it since. There certainly is polio still endemic in many countries in the US, and my concern is that eventually we're going to see it come back. And everyone knows polio causes paralysis, death, and all of a sudden, if we see that, everybody's going to want their vaccines. Yay. Hepatitis A is common. In an adult, it causes crazy vomiting and diarrhea that lasts for about a month. You get liver failure, so you get really jaundiced. But if you survive, you eventually get better. It is not a lifelong infection. If you travel somewhere where the water's not great, if the guy at the Jack in the Box didn't wash his hands after they use the bathroom and makes your hamburger, you can get it that way. Hepatitis B causes liver cancer. Cancer, it's bad. It is a lifelong infection that can pass from a mother to her unborn baby. The reason I think it's a little less important is because in the US, pretty much all our moms are tested for hepatitis B before they deliver. So again, I know this is unconventional. My colleagues are going to have a feast over this, but if you plan to partially vaccinate your child, I hope this information is helpful.